Fox at 11.
Good evening and happy St. Patrick's Day. Tonight, a new look at the volcanic eruption in Iceland, and we'll hear from a witness evacuating their resort. But first, we are following the impact of a fire that damaged businesses in downtown Aiken on Saturday. Businesses such as True Aiken and A Fox's Tale both took to Facebook yesterday to say that due to the heavy smoke damage that went into their stores, both businesses are going to close until further notice. Our Audrey Dickerver is live from the newsroom after talking to the owners of A Fox's Tale.
Lawrence Street stands in the center of downtown Aiken, where many small businesses bring life to this town. This came as a shock, and everyone is glad that nobody was hurt. But now many businesses are figuring out what to do next.
At first, we didn't know if anything survived up there. We thought, and we were afraid the building was going to burn down.
The fire started and ended at a business on Hain Avenue, but the damage spread to multiple businesses.
We were panicking. We have a lot of rare and antiquarian books stored upstairs, and those look like a loss.
A Fox's Tale lost numerous books that took years to collect.
There were a lot of rare and valuable collections of letters, photograph albums, and materials that was earmarked to be sold to universities and libraries. That was kind of in line to be cataloged and put into different lists for libraries. And that looks like a loss.
And with big events coming up, such as Steeplechase and Masters, businesses are concerned about missing out. Many of them posted online saying they'll be closed for the foreseeable future.
A lot of the businesses affected are probably going to lose a key time of Steeplechase and the Spring and Masters week, so they're going to lose a lot of business.
So now they're picking up the pieces and hoping for continued support from the community so they can get back to a new normal as soon as possible.
I was touched. We had 6 or 7 people working on our store when I got there this morning, helping us out. So that was really nice.
It's never been more important to support small local businesses in Aiken. For more information on how to show them support through this time, visit Wrdw.com.
A tough situation, but thank you for checking in there in Aiken, Audrey. We're now going to take a look outside now. It rained today, but Emily, is there any hope for a completely dry weekend coming up? I feel like we're always predicting rain heading into the weekend.
Well, Craig, I'm sorry. I've got some bad news for you. We could see some showers Friday leading into Saturday morning, but the good news is Saturday afternoon and evening and Sunday next week looking beautiful. So that's definitely the good news there. Not looking as wet as what we saw this weekend. Now, overnight tonight, we're slowly but surely dropping off. We're in those upper 50s right now, sitting at 58 here at the station. That rainfall has officially moved out of our area, so we can expect calm and dry conditions overnight tonight, but kind of giving you an early warning for a freeze watch. A freeze watch. Can you believe it? We saw almost 80 yesterday, and we're talking about a freeze watch. But this is going to go into effect late Monday into Tuesday morning. So again, not overnight tonight, but Monday night into Tuesday morning. So just kind of be aware of that you're going to need to cover up those sensitive plants, because again, we're going to see some cold temperatures Tuesday morning, Craig, and I'll have your full forecast broken down for you coming up.
Great, thanks for that, Emily. Now, New Mexico State Police are mourning the loss of an officer after catching the suspect accused of killing him and a paramedic from Marion County, South Carolina. Officials say the suspect, Jeremy Smith from Marion County, South Carolina, was caught with the help of a witness. They vowed to bring him to justice yesterday after saying Smith shot an officer that stopped to help him change a flat tire. Officials say Smith shot the officer, entered his patrol car, pushed him into the passenger seat, and drove off with the patrol car in New Mexico. A clerk at a gas station this morning spoke about identifying Smith and notifying the police.
I was nervous, I was scared, didn't know if he was armed. Actually, when I carded him, I was like, is he gonna shoot me?
Police say they responded and set up a perimeter around the store, eventually finding Smith and running after him. They did say Smith was shot multiple times and taken to the hospital.
While our work is not done here, this now gives us the opportunity to take the time to start grieving the loss of our officer.
Smith is also accused of killing Phoenicia McAdoo IV, an EMS worker from Florence, South Carolina. Now, it's a nonprofit on a mission to help the homeless and those in need right here in Augusta get as many basic needs as possible. Compass for Hope meets each Sunday morning at the James Brown Arena parking lot. The organization operates multiple shower trailers, distributes travel-sized toiletries, and just launched a mobile laundry unit. Volunteers donate clothing, and restaurants have even stepped up to donate food. Now Compass for Hope needs more barbers. They only have enough for every other weekend, and Compass says they'd love to have haircuts available every weekend for those who need them most.
They walk away literally a completely different person, and so those little things that most of us take for granted can sometimes be a game changer, and I feel like the haircuts are just one more step in the right direction for sure.
Now, if you're a barber who would like to donate some of your time on Sundays to help those in need, head to compassforhope.org or search Compass for Hope on Facebook. Now, the Riverside Park tennis courts in Columbia County will be closed tomorrow for renovations and resurfacing. It's to improve the overall tennis experience at Riverside Park for players of all skill levels and provide a state-of-the-art facility for the community to enjoy. Now, to the Midwest, people in Kansas City, Missouri took to the streets for St. Patrick's Day celebrations a month after the deadly parade shooting for the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. There was a heavy police presence, and officials say 2 people were arrested for nonviolent crimes, but one witness says the events that killed 1 person and injured roughly 24 others was out of her mind, or was not out of her mind, but that she would not be deterred by the shooting despite being at the previous parade.
Definitely took a toll. I was at the rally, I was at the parade, and then I went to the rally. So yes, it takes a toll, but I don't want to live my life in fear. I still want to come out and have fun with good people. I want to have good fun with good people.
2 men were charged with second-degree murder and other crimes in the parade shooting. 3 others were charged on Monday in connection to that shooting. Now, authorities in upstate New York seized an 11-foot alligator from a man's home after determining he was keeping it illegally. Albert the alligator weighs 750 pounds, and his owner had a license to own the 30-year-old reptile, but it expired in 2021. His new request was denied, and environmental officers seized Albert. Police say he had a pool to swim in, and that the owner allowed people to pet the alligator. They also say Albert is blind and has spinal issues. It's possible that his owner may face charges. Now, overseas, a tourist in Iceland recounts the moments she had to evacuate from a resort following a major volcanic eruption.
We're evacuating.
All right.
The lava's coming.
That's a view from the Blue Lagoon Hotel in a town that was recently hit with lava from that same volcano when it erupted in January. It's the 4th eruption since December, and officials say the fissure is estimated to be just under 2 miles long. That tourist spoke about how the evacuations went.
People drove cars, then us, we took the bus to town. So it was they handled it very, very well. No one seemed out of control or crying or anything. Everybody was steady and prepared, and they prepared it very well and took good care of us to make sure we all got out okay.
It was even blocking roads as the lava flowed towards Iceland's southwest coast. 1 person has been declared missing after falling into a crack in the earth created by this volcano. Coming up, also overseas, the latest on the war between Israel. Now, back overseas here in the U.S., the FBI Boston Division recovered 22 historical artifacts looted from the Battle of Okinawa that were missing for 80 years. Some pieces were on the National Stolen Art File database. They were found when a family in Massachusetts was going through their late father's items in the attic and came across the artwork. The FBI coordinator in Boston spoke about what finding those lost artifacts means to him.
It's an exciting moment when you watch the scroll unfurl in front of you, and you just witness history, and you witness something that hasn't been seen by many people in a very long time.
Now, the FBI says the father was a World War II veteran, but did not serve in the Pacific Theater. The items have been sent back to Japan, where a formal reparation ceremony will be held at a later date. Now, we have seen the pollen around this week, so you might have started thinking about your garden. Researchers at the University of Georgia say you should consider planting a pollinator-friendly garden this year, saying you should think about using native plants like the maple tree that will attract pollinators who will enjoy the blooms.
Think of planting mostly native plants that go along with our native pollinators. Think of blooms of various sizes and shapes and colors to attract a diversity of insects.
Now, having plants that attract pollinators will also help farmers. The USDA says 1 in every 3 bites of food on your plate is because of pollinators. Spring officially starts on Tuesday. Well, coming up, sequels stayed on top at the box office. Your top 5 estimates after the break.
We're here Sunday.
Your safety comes first with the First Alert Radar Network. First just got faster. Trust meteorologist Emily Acton for your first alert.
As it often happens, sequels led the way at the weekend box office. David Daniel has the early estimates on top 5 films in theaters.
I need an orphanage with more room.
Cabrini took the number 5 spot with $2.7 million. Imaginary fell to 4th on ticket sales of $5.6 million. Arthur the King, starring Mark Wahlberg, debuted in 3rd place, earning $7.5 million.
Wrdw, the prophet, the one who points the way.
Dune Part 2 spent a second straight weekend in 2nd place. $29.1 million put the sci-fi sequel at $205 million domestic.
Master Shifu, I finally found something I'm good at, and now you want to just take it away from me?
Another big weekend for Kung Fu Panda 4. The animated adventure kept the crown, taking in $30 million for a 10-day domestic total of $108 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And green keeps coming in for those movies, and this weekend, Emily, both in the pollen and the St. Patrick's Day shirts. I'm wearing this obnoxious green shirt for the both of us. Emily's at the green screen right now, so
yeah.
She'd look invisible if it weren't for
I brought a green dress, Craig, held it up. It was okay, but it was looking a little fuzzy there, so I had to go back with the pink. So, yeah, I tried. I wore green earlier today, so hopefully nobody will pinch me. We got about 45 minutes left, so hopefully not. Anyways, temperatures overnight tonight will cool off. We're sitting in those upper 50s, though, so relatively mild cool down for our evening. And again, we'll see temperatures drop off overnight tonight, but overall, we are sitting pretty mild in those upper 50s right now, and low 60s in some spots. Sylvania sitting at 61, but it's 58 right now in Augusta. Evans sitting at 57, but that rainfall is completely out of here. We saw a decent amount of rain throughout the day today, anywhere from about 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch, so not anything super substantial, but at least washing the pollen off of those cars out there. I know my car definitely needed a quick rinse, but again, that rainfall is out of our hair, and that's going to stay true for the next couple of days, starting off our Monday right around 50, partly cloudy sky conditions, but still going to see plenty of sunshine, especially in the overnight hours. We can expect to see, we're not going to see sunshine in the overnight hours. We're going to see the sky clear out, lead to sunny conditions for us, but overnight into early Tuesday morning, that's when we have that freeze watch possible. So again, starting off Tuesday, relatively cold out there, and we're going to see plenty of sunshine for our afternoon Tuesday there, and we're going to warm up into those middle 60s for our Tuesday. Might even see that 70-degree mark in some spots, but overall, I think that we'll have a cooler start to our week. Again, Monday might see those middle 60s. Tuesday, looking a little bit cooler, right around 60, and then by Wednesday, we'll warm up into those lower 70s. Cloud cover comes back into play Thursday and Friday. Chance of rain there, and we'll cool off again. Might see a couple of stray showers stick around to early Saturday morning, but the weekend is looking mostly dry as of right now, Craig.
To car wash or not to car wash? That is the question with all this pollen. Thanks for that, Emily. Now, we got sports coming up, but as we head to break, here's a live look at the Golden Gate Bridge and your winning lotto numbers.
By Jim Hudson Automotive Group. on your sideline.
Hey, welcome in. If you were one of the dozens of anglers who put out a gone fishing sign this weekend, it's time to turn it back around. Cabela's Big Bass Tour wrapped in appling. Joey Malden has been fishing in the tournament at Clarksville since 2021. He's had big catches over the years, but this one clocks in the heaviest 884 caught on Friday. It was good enough to earn him the Champions Trophy on Sunday. Malden had no idea that it would hold, but as luck would have it, it did.
A lot of people ask me if the biggest fish I ever caught. I had one just a little bit bigger, but not much. This is just way past my imagination of something like this happening. But it's really great, really great.
He also walks away with a new 2024 Nitro Z18 boat. Not a bad trip home. They've hit press play on the Dan. South Carolina got a 6 seed. They'll be taking on number 11 Oregon. The winner of that matchup will play the winner of Creighton and Akron. The women's team will face a 16 seed, the winner of Sacred Heart and Presbyterian. Clemson will face New Mexico as a 6 seed. The winner of that game will play either Baylor or Colgate. One of the most recognized junior golf invitationals is underway, and it's right here in Aiken. This week, 60 athletes from a combined 22 countries will take to the links at the Sage Valley Golf Club. 36 boys, 24 girls will make up the field. They'll go through a few practice rounds before the tournament gets underway Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Those athletes looking to become household names like former Invitational player Scotty Scheffler. At the Players, Scheffler trailed 5 shots heading into Sunday. He played his best round of the tournament, a hole-out eagle, plus 6 birdies, struck him 8 under for the day. Harmon, Shoffley, and Clark could have all forced a playoff on the final 2, but as luck would have it, Scheffler stayed 1 stroke above to become the first back-to-back Players champion on the 50th anniversary of the tournament.
I really do have a great support system. I'm very thankful for it. I have a great wife, and if I, started taking my trophies and putting them all over the house and walking in all big time, I think she'd, smack me on the side of the head and, tell me to get over myself pretty quickly. Winning golf tournaments definitely doesn't give me any brownie points at home.
Well, he did it all Sunday while battling a neck injury. Scheffler has now won in back-to-back starts. Okay, just before we go, this weekend, Lakeside's Kennedy Meyer saw her name at the top of the leaderboard in state rankings. The senior ran a 13:52 in the 100-meter hurdles at the Christian Coleman Invitational. She is the fastest in the state and the second fastest in the event in the country.
But we saw a little bit of rainfall across the CSRA today, but we have a dry week in store for us. I'll have a final check on your forecast, but first I'm going to send things over to Studio B for a quick check on Law Call.
Thanks so much, Emily. With Vic Hawk, I'm Neil Gordon, and tonight it's crime and punishment and bonds.
Yeah, we're gonna tell you what's involved with making bond. A lot of people have misconceptions about it, and you'll feel a lot better after the show.
Please call us at 844-706-1212. We'll be right back.
Alrighty, one more story before we go. One senior dog in Texas waited for years to find his forever home, and his wish has finally come true. 10-year-old Carolina dog mix Velcro has special needs, including being partially blind and deaf, and his mobility issues. He arrived at the shelter in Texas in 2022, spent over 700 days there, but he was adopted by a 74-year-old woman and appears to be much happier now. Just great stuff on the adoption side. I just missing my dog watching this. I have a Boston Terrier back home at my dad's place. Definitely pretty rambunctious compared to Velcro over here. That's an awesome name for a dog. Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely a cute name there. This is kind of one of those things of a who adopted who kind of thing. I know. Very sweet. Love a good dog story to end the show here, but we're going to take one final look at our 7-day. Really not looking too bad. We're going to start off the morning tomorrow pretty mild, right around 50. We'll warm up into those middle 60s. Sunny conditions for our Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a little bit of cloud cover coming in for our Thursday. Possibly some rain Friday, and could last into the early morning hours Saturday, but most of the day Saturday and Sunday looking dry. Thankfully, we are seeing a dry weekend, but I do want to point out before we go, early Tuesday morning, we are under a freeze watch because we're going to be near freezing, so protect those sensitive plants.
Well, thanks for that heads up, Emily. And thank you all for joining us here at News 1226 at 11. I'm Craig Allison, but be sure to stick around for our Guys at Law Call coming up right after this.